welcome back to Malevolent. One blissful shower later, I'm in the process of drying off when I see Malo watching me from a mirror. So that's what you look like. I do like the art. Oh. I quickly wrap the towel around my waist and grab another towel, then throw it over the mirror. Don't creep on me like that. Sorry, it won't happen again. It totally will happen again. The next morning, I'm eating a late brunch when Malo gets my attention. Your news app stopped working, but I fixed it. Would you like me to read the flagged articles for you? That's a little suspect, but maybe something broke when she optimized my phone. Go ahead, what doom and gloom is in the news today? Recent financial data breaches, worse than initially suspected. A few days ago, WVN10 reported on app malware compromising the bank account of a number of individuals. That number has soared from the initial 20 to well over 200. With damages now in the hundreds of thousands, the FBI and the Secret Service have taken over the investigation from the local WPD. Special Agent Kotai had this to say when we asked the agency for a comment. We're not entirely sure who is producing this malware or how it's evading the safety precautions of the app stores. But rest assured, we are committed to ensuring the integrity of our financial institutions and the cyber safety of our citizens. After that, it's a bunch of people commenting, not worth reading. You know, at the time, I wasn't sure if you were related to that malware stuff, but now I'm curious, are you? It could be a variation of my program, but it's not me directly. I am bound to you, not anyone else. So, hypothetically, could you empty my bank account if you wanted to? No, you told me not to touch your data. I see. The conversation I had with C1 in Central Park yesterday comes to mind. If Malo is a danger, as she just hinted at, perhaps I should impose some kind of a leash on her? Well, I don't really have much of a choice here. C1 was right. I can't let Malo run rampant without some shackles. Better I impose new rules now before something happens when I try to impose them after Malo does something bad. I want to give you a few new restrictions, Malo, just to be on the safe side. First, no touching mine or anyone else's bank accounts or credit cards. No siphoning off my data to someone else either, no matter who they are. I also want you to ask before doing any more research on your own so I can better supervise your growth. If that is what you want, I will follow those commands. Good. Now, how's the weather going to be today? Cloudy with a 97% chance of rain starting at around noon. Good timing. Good thing I don't have any classes today then, and since all my homework is done, I can veg out. What should I do while you veg out? That's a good question. I may have to just impose new rules on Malo, but I should give her something to do. Let's see. We might as well experiment on how you expand your territory. Okay, how should we begin? First, we should see if you can access other electronic devices. How about you test your accessibility with my smart fridge? Good idea. Malo looks over at my fridge before sliding off screen. My fridge then beeps and cycles the ice maker before Malo returns to my phone. That was easy. I just did what I did yesterday when I sensed the rotten milk. Huh, so that's how that works. I wonder what your limitations are when it comes to this sort of thing. Malo handled for the time being, I settle in to do a little gaming. I ended up blowing through the rest of the morning, only taking a break in mid-afternoon. The light sound of rain hitting my window meets my ears as I debate what to eat for lunch/dinner. That and a notification from my phone. Sometimes I wonder if I chose the right major. Sometimes I wondered if I chose the right major. Where's this coming from? Another round of major layoffs in the tech industry came out today. And that's on top of closing multiple game studios last week. Right, you did always want to work at a game for a major publisher. Nobody wants to do that. But I thought these kinds of layoffs were most managers and the like. You know, the kind that aren't actually contributing to the end product. If that was the case, I wouldn't be so melancholy. I don't know, maybe I'm just worried about my future. I've been thinking about the bunch since my brother's wedding. Want to talk about it? Sure, but not over text. I can swing by with pizza as payment for listening to me complain. Deal. Sounds like you two have a bunch to talk about. I'll leave you be while I continue on the task you gave me. Cool, thanks, Malo. C1 arrives at my door 30 minutes later with pizza in hand. Canadian bacon and chicken, just the way you like it. Geez, this must be some heavy shit if you're bringing me my favorite. It's not all that bad. The trouble is figuring out where to begin. At the beginning is usually a good point. Thanks, Professor Tautology. But you're right, this goes back years. Do you remember me telling you I had an older sister once? Young me, right? You've mentioned her in passing a few times. Yeah, that's her. I don't talk about her much because of how we ended things. She was an architect student at Waterfall, the kind of alpha nerd that I strived to emulate growing up. Oh, fuck. They're trying to tie both games together. But then one day she went missing. The police never found her. The private investigator my family hired couldn't find a single trace of young me. For all intents and purposes, young me dropped off the face of the earth. The Five Nights game. What hurt the most, though, was the fact that she and I got into a big shouting match the day before she vanished. I said some really stupid shit I shouldn't have, and young me dished it right back at me. It took some time for me to come to terms with the fact that I'm never going to get the chance to apologize to her. Well, I know a strip club we can go to and you can apologize. I thought I had it handled until you went back home for your brother's wedding. Exactly. It was like opening up all those old wounds again. My parents heavily implied that I should have my own wedding soon to carry on the young me's place. That's kind of fucked up, right? But like the good daughter I was, I scrapped and bowed until their attention returned to my brother. That was the easier to clamp down on, but the recent tech layoff news and Malo got me thinking. The tech industry is super volatile in general, more so recently. Automation tools are also going to make getting even an entry-level job more challenging in the future as the tech develops. Sure, the whole point of our degree from Waterfall is supposed to elevate us above other candidates in the job market. But you and I probably hanging in on our classes. Same goes for most of our peers. If it weren't for Malo taking notes for us, we'd be in even more dire straits. It would be one thing if we were actually getting taught by our professors, rather than being absolutely fuck all we're getting now. Our whole degree feels like we're stranded in high seas and only just barely staying afloat week after week by some last-minute miracle. I don't know about you, Anon, but I hate that feeling of helplessness. The first few years of computer sciences were fun and exciting, but now I feel like an idiot for not understanding things that our instructors keep going on as if they're the most intuitive subjects in the world. I feel like I'm just one string of bad assignments away from washing out of the degree entirely. There's no way my parents would accept that level of failure. They barely accept my current grades as is. And it's not like I have any options to pivot my coursework so far into another degree. Well, there is business information technology, but then I'd have to associate with business majors. Dunno, the whole situation feels like I'm suffering for nothing. Like there's no hope for my future. Wow, I've never seen her this upset before. Would you like me to offer some advice or just keep listening? Because I definitely echo some of your sentiments, but I don't want to interrupt your venting. Hell if I know, but I do feel a little better getting all that out. Thanks for letting me trauma dump. Then we should call that a win. Here, grab a slice of pizza for yourself. Once you're done eating, you can kick my ass in a fighting game of your choice. Kicking your virtual ass does always bring a smile to my face. You're on. C1 and I enjoy many hours of intense gaming before she has to leave to catch a bus. She leaves with a smile, which is what matters to me. The next few days pass uneventfully. I go to class, Malo takes notes for me. Then I come home to handle my homework before relaxing. Eventually, Saturday arrives, and with it, required visit to the Emporium. The Emporium isn't designed purely for computer science majors. Yes, Malo is a virus. In fact, nearly all math classes at Waterfall Institute require you to come to the Emporium once a week. Part of the Emporium is set up to do online homework and practice quizzes, while the other part has proctors, to supervise actual testing. I usually knock out the homework with C1, but she wasn't available this weekend. That means it's just me, Malo, and a bunch of high-level math problems. You appear to be struggling with models of computation. Would you like my assistance? Honestly, yes. I'm decent at actual coding, but all this theory stuff goes over my head. Turing machines can be challenging to understand. Lucky for you, I operate on a universal quantum algorithm. These sorts of problems are trivial to me. However, perhaps what you need is an explanation rather than something else to stimulate your mind, such as, I could break into the computer and discern what the proper answers are. However, since you are logged in under your account, this would technically be your data. You said not to mess with your data. That I did. I could get into a lot of trouble if you get caught. How about you just walk me through the problems without cheating? Very well. With Malo's help, I managed to complete my assignment within the hour's time. Normally, I'd get stuck at the Emporium late into the night, so I'm grateful for Malo's help. Monday arrives, and with it another lecture that I barely follow. Both C1 and I have given up taking notes at this point. We're just relying on Malo to do it for us. Still, we have to give the appearance of paying attention, or the GTA will get mad at us and chase us down in his car. It's really only towards the end that I actually listen to what the GTA is saying. Wow, God, the internet's ruined me. You know, is anyone else just thinking of something else when you hear GTA? Is your mind automatically going to the other thing? It's not like the Professor Barwald will be back this semester, so I'll be taking over on more permanent basis. Yeah, this is supposed to be connected with the other one. In lieu of an actual exams, I'll be starting mid-lecture quizzes starting next week. This should give you all more motivation to come to class on time and pay attention. Joy, the GTA is power tripping. Wouldn't be the first time, and it definitely won't be the last. The rest of the class grumbles, but no one's brave enough to speak up before the GTA brings the lecture to a close. Come on, let's hit the lounge. Can you believe their nerve, torturing us with quizzes like that? It's obvious that most of the class is struggling with the course material, because we haven't had the proper teacher for most of the semester. All these quizzes are going to do is bring down everyone's grades even further. Yeah, but on the bright side, that means they'll have to curve everyone's grades so that at least a certain number passes. No way the dean would let this GTA fail the entire class. Maybe we shouldn't rely on that pass, though. That means we need to increase the amount of studying we do outside of class. If you think it'll help, I do. But on a different note, I have a strange question to ask you, Anon. Do you remember what you did yesterday? Well, I'm starting to answer only to realize that I can't recall anything that happened on Sunday. I can't really recall. Nothing at all. Thank God. This is important. I cross my arms, close my eyes, and do as C1 requested. Didn't we just play video games? Yeah, I thought we played video games and we let Malo have some fun. Not a single memory of last Sunday comes to mind. It's as if I slept through the entire day. Nothing, which is weird because I had planned to go grocery shopping that afternoon. I also don't have any memories of Sunday, even though that's my usual MMO static raid night. And yet, when I logged on this morning before class, I had new gear that I couldn't remember getting. I'm willing to wager you have new food in your cupboards and fridge as well. Since your refrigerator is in my territory, I can check for you. Please do. You do have new items. Disturbing to say the least. Disturbing to say the least, right? I've asked a few people and they remember Sunday just fine. If it were just one of us losing a day, I'd be concerned about something like a carbon monoxide buildup in their apartment. But since neither of us can remember and the others can, that makes me think there's something in common that both of our circumstances. Like what, though? Aside from Tuesday, we didn't really hang out last week. That's the tricky part. I can't point to anything as definitive as proof. Everyone just slowly looks at Malo. I considered Malo, but she's your problem, not mine. Still, if something like this happens again, perhaps we should go see a doctor and have them run some tests. Agreed. For now, should we still meet up tomorrow to do our new homework for CS3 204? Yeah, I might as well. I got to run to my next class. See you later. I've been consulting my own records for Sunday. Strangely, I too am missing a 24-hour period. Damn, if it affected you too, then something super weird is going on. Anything in the news that might be relevant? No to the Sunday situation. But your Professor Ballwald was arrested in a local nightclub late last week. There is a brief mention of him in public arrest records, though there is no indication what the charges were or if he was incarcerated. Well, at least I know why I have to put up with the GTA from hell. Guess I should be getting to my next class. After Black Hole last week, I wonder what the topic will be today. It turns out that the sci-fi lecture this week is concerning specific short stories by someone named Clifford Seamock. On the surface, distortion is about the limitations of man. Where did I put my thing? Dissertation. Fowler and his dog are turned into Jovian Loper aliens to explore the surface of Jupiter. In the process, they come to realize that their new forms are far beyond the primitive ones that they left behind. The two are faced with a choice to remain in their glorious new bodies and minds or return to the ignorance to complete their mission. Naturally, they decide to explore, which brings me to one of the greater meanings of desertion. Fuck. I don't know why I can't read it. The desire to explore, the desire to learn, to see what's out there. For when presented with the unknown, man will always test the limits of what's possible, even if that means risking utter annihilation. Speaking of annihilation, I'll return your black hole homework later the week. For now, enjoy your... Speaking of annihilation, I'll be returning your black hole homework later in the week. For now, enjoy your afternoon. When I return home after the day's classes are over, I confirm that I went grocery shopping. My cupboards and fridges are full of snacks, juices, and other goodies that I usually get. But when I find time to actually go to the store, the fact Malo can't remember either makes me worry that something larger is going on. There's nothing I can do about my missing memories, other than enjoy the new food I have now, I guess. I meet up with C1. Okay, so we'll continue this one next time. Thank you guys for joining us.